as we go about this webinar, I ask for your favor as well to remove distractions such as Facebook, YouTube, and stuff, close them or remove them, because I'll be going quite fast in this webinar. I want to cover as many topics as possible because it's quite a broad topic. I want to go through as many things as possible. So if you do not follow, you may catch no ball towards the end. So please go to a quiet place, make sure your internet connection is stable and your laptop is fully charged, remove distractions and so on, right? And so you can follow along. Okay. And if you stay to the very end, you will get this resource that we put together. So towards the very end, I'll be talking about some hacks, free tools that you can use right now. These things which I have been accumulating over the years. A lot of them are free tools you can use right now. I'll be sharing this resource. For those that stay to the very end, I'll also be sending you guys the PDF document for you to refer to easily, right? So, and if you have any issues, once again, you can mention in the chat. I'll be able to see your chat. Okay, a little bit of introduction about myself. So as you know, my name is Ted. I am the founder of this marketing agency called Ice Cube Marketing. So for Ice Cube Marketing, we occasionally, get invited down to give talks about digital marketing, sometimes to like say chambers of commerce, and also some corporate training. But in fact, our main business is in agency business. So we provide service. Sometimes my colleague and I, we go down and do these talks, but that's not our main business. So we are not in the guru or seminar business, which means that in today's talk, I'll not be giving you rah-rah motivation. So I'm myself, I'm a digital marketer, I'm a practitioner, as well as a business owner. So I'm giving you these things, these sharings, all from my own perspective. Okay, so it's going to be very practical for you. A little bit of introduction about Ice Cube Marketing. So if you go to this Facebook agency directory, you filter down to Singapore. In this URL, of course, don't go now, but you can go to this URL later on to check us out. There are 18 agencies in this directory in Singapore, and we are one of them. So what this means basically is that we spend quite a lot of money with Facebook. So they're also quite practical. They kind of recognize us because we have spent quite a bit of money, like millions of dollars in advertising every year in Facebook. And if you see this list of agencies over here, in fact, a lot of them are what we call the MNC agencies. What MNC agencies meaning that they serve as MNCs only. And we know how things work over there, right? They have a fixed marketing budget every year that they allocate for marketing. And then these agencies will help them to spend it. So that's like millions of dollars we are talking about. On the other hand, we work quite differently. We only work with SMEs. Our clientele comprises mostly of SMEs only. And in SMEs, most of us are in SMEs, in SME, every penny counts. So if we spend a certain X amount of money, the returns has to be bigger than X. That's how it works over here. So you can imagine if we are actually spending millions of dollars to be a Facebook agency partner, we are actually making much more for our clients. And I know you come across quite a number of social media gurus and so on. I'm not sure how many campaigns they have run, how much budget they run with, how much experience they have. Because for me over here, we are sharing our experience. We'll not be talking theory, and we are also not in the guru training business. So you don't see us give talks like this to public a lot. And for this occasion, it's really because COVID, we are in this together, fellow business owners. We want to do as much as possible to share all these tips and our experiences with fellow business owners, which we otherwise wouldn't. And This is me with my colleague in Facebook and Google. We go down regularly to both the offices. We have a dedicated rep actually in Facebook and Google. And the interesting thing is, if you go down to Facebook, they'll ask you, hey, how much you spend with Google? Then you go to Google, they ask about Facebook. So these are like competing rivals, the two biggest platforms competing with each other. There's really no other advertising platform that's as strong as them. So they really want to find out about each other, and we are kind of the middleman. And we are a team of 10, and this is our new office. It can actually take 30 people. And in fact, this year we had plans to expand the business, and then COVID came along and the plans are dashed. So when I say new office, it's literally the day we got the key is the day that they announced the circuit breaker. So it's like we move in, but we haven't really moved in because everyone is stuck at home right now. And you can see that it's really very messy in our new office because the day before circuit breaker kicked in, we were scrambling to move office, everything. We have to move in before circuit breaker, otherwise we cannot move office anymore. So it's very messy. All the things are still unpacked. In fact, a lot of our tables still haven't arrived. They're stuck in Malaysia due to the lockdown in Malaysia as well. And the fact that we expanded our office means that our rental is also upsized. And then right now, we cannot even work in the office. Everyone's stuck at home. So I would say it's quite sian. It's quite demoralizing right now. Not sure how many of you have gotten the rental rebate already. Ours haven't come in yet. Have you all gotten the rental rebate? Right, so after this event, because we had initially we had a lot of plans for the year, and then due to COVID, and then these plans will have to change. So in fact, due to all these expenses and all that, I had a lot of motivation to do a lot of research and to find out about how to deal with COVID. I've spoken to some of my mentor and experts on this area. And in fact, from there, we compiled a lot of insights that I want to share with you today. And given that online advertising, online marketing is booming right now, so my experience also comes in handy during this period. So I'm actually just compiling everything to share with you. That is the agenda for today's session. So for the next 1 hour plus or so, we'll be having a very clear objective. I'll share with you the strategy, a clear path to getting sales daily during COVID-19 period. You'll be divided into these 3 portions so that you can follow along easily. And the thing is, digital marketing world is very overwhelming. As we all know, there's a lot of different parts of digital marketing. So I want to give you this clear path so that you can know exactly what to do, to get daily sales through digital marketing. All right. So the opportunity right now, first of all, is I bet you all have seen a lot of this news. Billionaires losing billions and owing billions in turn. And then, whereas some other people become billionaires. So this COVID situation is interesting in the sense that some people lose billions, some people make billions. And people have said that this whole crisis will result in a transfer of wealth. And a transfer of wealth, as many people have noted, will not take place just on the macro level, which means will not be just on the society level. If you are a commodities vendor, then you make a lot of money. But within the industry, there will also be transfer of wealth. There will be a shake-up in the industry, meaning that market leaders may no longer remain as market leaders because everything is so different after COVID and during COVID as well. So within your industry, there may be some changes, right? So we are talking about opportunities right here. And also, not surprisingly, a lot of companies have been born, great companies born during recession due to precisely these reasons that during a crisis and recession, there's a shake-up of the industry. So for example, there's some reports and analysis being done on why, particularly during recessions, there will be more opportunities, and why some companies rise to the top during crisis or recession. But I'll not bore you with all the details. Basically, the top overview is that competitors are weaker and they have less cash flow. They let go of certain people, then they become weaker, and it's our opportunity to step ahead. And secondly, a lot of business costs are down. So everything is cheaper in that sense right now. So some of you do investing, so you know, because one of our clients is actually the largest investing school in Singapore. And during this period, in fact, they have more students and more people wanting to learn value investing because they can see that a lot of stock will be at bargain price right now, and they want to take advantage of this investing opportunity. But the same idea actually applies in business world as well. So in business world, some of the business costs will be lower than before, and that's where opportunity will present itself. And one of them under my area of expertise will be obviously in digital ad prices. So there's already many reports saying that digital online ads will be cheaper than before. And CNA, Channel News Asia, also mentioned that online advertising is booming right now. Many more companies are doing online advertising. So why is that the case, right, in the first place? So if you look at how Facebook and Google functions, they are actually an auction. Auction meaning that if a lot of people, a lot of advertisers are bidding for advertising space, then the prices go up. If very few advertisers are bidding, then the price will go down. Pretty straightforward. So right now, there are less advertisers bidding, so prices go down, and the auction favors the advertisers. And on top of that, there are also more people using Google and Facebook because everyone is stuck at home. Online media consumption is up by 30%. So if you look at the dynamics of supply and demand, supply right now is high, demand is low. So ad prices are down because of that. And in fact, if you have been following, in Facebook and Google prices, ad prices have only been going up over the last few years. And this is the only time actually it is going in the opposite direction, which is lower than before. So there is an opportunity in that sense. But before we go further as to whether it's suitable for every business, let's dive deeper into what exactly is paid ads. Because the fact is that under the umbrella of digital marketing, there is a lot of activities. There is SEO, video, chatbot, content marketing, so on and so forth. So paid ads is only one of those activities. So by paid ads, let me clarify, is referring to ads on social media, ads on search engine. Okay. So do you know what is the most popular activity in digital marketing? It's actually SEO. Excuse me. So SEO is most popular. If you look at the search volume trends, SEO actually has the most searches among all digital marketing activities, which means that most people are looking for SEO services way more than, say, for paid ads. In fact, my background, okay, so to first clarify, what is SEO? SEO is search engine optimization, which basically just means that you can rank your website organically on the organic search results when people search for your business service. Like if you search for, say, digital marketing Singapore, then you will see our website Ice Cube being ranked on the first page, somewhere along the first page. So that is essentially SEO. So in fact, even though we talk so much about paid ads, my background is actually in SEO. When I started in 2009, first started on internet marketing in 2009, we started off with SEO. I mean, because SEO is considered to be free, we don't have to pay money. So at that time, we were just starting out business. Then we just go for SEO. It was actually for an education tuition business. That was in 2009. There wasn't even Facebook at that time. So for this particular business, we started doing SEO and we were doing all the optimization ourselves because we were tech savvy. And lo and behold, actually, we started to rank on Google results page for quite a number of keywords like maths tuition, Chinese tuition, right, in a couple of months. And we're doing well through SEO. And we expanded the team and whatnot. And then crisis came along. So around 2012, 2013, Google introduced what we call the Google Panda. Sounds like a cute name, but it's very brutal. It's actually a change in Google algorithm. Some of you heard of this before. So when Google's algorithm changed, we lost all our rankings, like literally overnight. So our website disappeared from the face of Google. You can no longer find it just due to one algorithm change. So it's kind of like a crisis for us, not just for us, but in the whole internet marketing space. Even big companies were affected, right? So it was a big news at that time. eBay lost $200 million due to Google's change in algorithm. They call it a Google penalty, but it's actually just a Google change in algorithm. And they had to do retrenchment just because Google changed its algorithm. And it was that big of an issue. And I also hear of many other big companies that were affected, like BMW also lost a lot of revenue. And given that big businesses were affected badly, not to mention small businesses like ours, at that time we have a few other peers that also lost their business due to the change in algorithm in Google. And then for us, it was a big drop in income as well. So we really had to be pushed out of our comfort zone. So at that time, SEO didn't work anymore for us. We had to start looking somewhere. So we dabbled in paid ads. It was at that time that we went into paid ads. And right now, we have never looked back, right? Because even for our current business, the digital marketing agency, about 70% of our online leads come from paid ads, right? And why is paid ads so effective and why we keep advocating paid ads as compared to SEO? We are doing both, but why we advocate paid ads is because of certain reasons. Firstly, it's very scalable and it's very fast, very rapid, which means you can split test different elements of your ads, like your headline, your ads, and then you can make changes within 1 week of data. So from there, you can keep optimizing and improving your campaign very fast. And not to mention, you can scale up very fast because you can add keywords immediately, and then you can start targeting more people. Or in the case of Facebook, you add interest immediately, you can start targeting more people and getting more leads and sales like pretty much right away. But what is the most important reason is that when we were doing SEO, it's always like playing cat and mouse with Google, right? We are always trying to outsmart Google and trying to find ways to game the algorithm. But you cannot outsmart Google because they have the smartest people working in their company. So smartest engineers are there. They always catch up. Whatever strategies that we were doing, they always catch up. But right now it's different because we are running ads. We are technically Google and Facebook's customer. In fact, we are the Google partner and Facebook partner as well. So they always keep us in the loop. They even have dedicated account manager assigned to our agency just to support us. So they really treat us like VIPs right now. If you look at Google and Facebook's revenue, most of it actually comes from advertising. Most of Google and Facebook's revenue comes from advertising. And needless to say, they are investing a lot of money into advertising, into making the platform better for advertisers like us. So over the past few years, we have seen retargeting technology come into place, machine learning right now being put in place, expanded text ads. So a lot of new features are being introduced to help advertisers like us make more money, which makes sense, right? We make more money, we spend more, they can also make more money, which is why Google and Facebook's stock price kept increasing because of the support that they provide for advertisers. So in a nutshell, we become like VIPs with Google and Facebook instead of just trying to play cat and mouse with them. So I would say it's much better right now as compared to before. But I wouldn't complain about the mini crisis that we went through, right, when Google changed its algorithm. Of course, it's nothing like right now. Right now, it's affecting everyone globally. But at that time, it's a big deal in the internet marketing space. But if not for that crisis, we wouldn't be, because at that time, we were very comfortable with doing SEO. But if not for the crisis, we won't be forced to do other things. And then since then, because we know that things will change, so we have been exploring different tactics like video, like chatbot, paid advertising, so we can advise our clients what are the best methods for their needs. And in fact, due to COVID right now, then paid ads is suddenly being put on the limelight. Right? Suddenly on CNA says that online advertising is booming. So it's like coming full circle for us, because all these years we have been focusing on paid ads ever since the SEO crisis. So for those of you who are kind of confused, right? Paid ads are those at the top, right? Those that has an ad on this, those are paid ads. Those that are at the bottom, those are the organic results due to SEO that it ranks. Okay, now you may say, Ted, my business is closed right now. I can't even take advantage of these opportunities. Why you paint such a nice picture? I think most businesses are closed. Most businesses are closed right now. Only essential businesses are open, which is not many of them. I think it's only 10-20% of all the businesses in Singapore that are considered essential services. Most businesses that we are helping our clients are non-essential services, but they are still taking advantage of online opportunities right now. And precisely that's the reason why we should go online, because it's the only way to reach out to our prospects, our audiences right now. And given the fact that most competitors or other players are not taking advantage, there will be an edge when any one of us do so. So I want to give you concrete examples of non-essential businesses that are our clients that are actually still doing online marketing and then still getting results. So this is an example, wedding boutique. So they can no longer run the events anymore to promote their wedding dresses. So they run virtual consultation and people are turning up for their virtual consultations. So their budget, in fact, is the same before and after COVID. It's just that right now it has more impact because there's less competition right now for them. And people, importantly, are still showing up. And this is another example, a private education institution. So instead of a physical open house, they are running a virtual open house. And they are selling or they are providing degree, diploma programs. In fact, during the open house that we recently ran, they have 3 students that applied for their programs. And it's like diploma, degree programs. These things are not cheap. It goes for $10,000, $20,000. And they have 3 students that applied even without going down to their campus. So it just shows that it's possible to still get deals, still get sales, even during this period when you are communicating just via online. People will still apply. Of course, this is just 3 students that sign up on the spot during the event. We're not talking about those sign-ups that they follow up with after the virtual open house. After that, they will still follow up with the leads that we provide for them, and that's going to be more closed deals. And the thing is, they only spend less than $5,000 for this campaign, which translates to a lot more ROI. I mean, if you just do the math, it's like 4 times or 5 times ROI for them during the COVID period. This is another example. This is a mortgage company, also a non-essential business. They recently, so acceptance date meaning close, the date in which there was a closed deal, people are still financing their mortgages to the tunes of millions. So people are still going about their normal lives because their office is also closed. It's not an essential business. And I'll give you one more example. There's a lot more examples that I could show you, but that things are still going on. But I'll just show you one more that is a small ticket item because I show you a couple of high ticket items. This is a beauty service company. They are selling this offer that is a lower price online item. So you can see they are actually closing deals, making sales every day, about 2 to 3 sales every day, $30 each, $30, $30, $30 every day. And you know what? They are non-essential business. Their business is really close. They cannot go online in terms of like delivering their solutions online because they sell facials, they sell like slimming services. How are you supposed to deliver those online? So what they are doing, right? They are closed right now, but what they are doing, they are selling postponables. So they sell this coupon that people claim and people pay right now, and then they can claim the service after COVID. So it's like postponables for them, and they are still getting sales like each day. So this is a beauty service company. Unlike, say, in mortgage company or education business, right? They don't actually involve any manpower or human in their sales process for this, right? This sales is kind of automated in the sense that customers click on the ad, they see the ad, then they make purchase all by themselves without involving human or manpower. So this sales come in kind of passively for the beauty service company, this client we're talking about here. And so it's the paid ads system for them is kind of passive. And talking about passive, right, because I speak to business owners from time to time, and then they told me that, oh, they like to invest their money in stocks, in real estate, because it is more passive, right? You just put the money in, and then you get returns passively every year. And then in stocks, we're talking about maybe for good returns, maybe about 10% returns. Then I asked them, why you don't put the money into your business and run ads? Because for paid ads, we're talking about turning $1 into $2. It's not like 10% annual returns kind of thing. This is like within a month. Like you spend the money, you can cover it back and get more in return, right? Because you see the sales coming in, it's going to cover the ad spend. So it's quite a low risk for them as well. Right, so whether your business is essential or non-essential, is service-based or product-based, there's bound to be a certain online version of your business that you can adopt right now, or what we call fancy word online funnel that you can adopt right now. So there is like virtual consultation for IDs, for mortgage, for insurance. So pretty much a lot of service-based companies right now are doing virtual consultations. And then for, let's say, product-based company, you have to do a virtual open house or showroom kind of thing for you to demonstrate your products. Or digital product would be in the form of, for tuition business, they are selling online education, online courses, or for value investing school as well, adult learning courses online. So these are some of the pivots that businesses are making. The thing is, for every call to action you have on the left side, there's a software that can do this process for you. So virtual consultation, there's Zoom. Virtual open house or showroom, there's Facebook Live. And you can use Teachable to deliver digital products, online courses. And this is very important because many businesses, SMEs, actually mention that, oh, I don't have the infrastructure, the software to conduct my business online. But actually the infrastructure given today's technology, infrastructure is really secondary. Infrastructure is the easy part. The tough part is getting the customers. So none of us should be held back by infrastructure setup. With all this software, it's like super user friendly and the cost is pretty low. It's reasonable cost. So we can go online easily through this software. It's just a matter of getting customers, which is why for some of our clients, new clients during this period, we are helping with the infrastructure setup as well, complementary, to help them acquire customers. And also we are seeing some pivots right now. So for example, I see some bubble tea shop selling online DIY kits. So essentially they are selling physical products right now, right? And also some, like let's say IDs, interior designer, they are selling a customized 3D design. It's like a digital product which they can deliver on like let's say Shopify or ClickFunnels or WordPress. So people are making some pivots right now. And even if the business is closed, right? Like in the case of the beauty company that I mentioned, they can sell postponables. And another way is for them to, instead of selling service, they can also sell product, because like for some beauty salons, they carry physical products like the facial toners, facial cream, and so on. So an idea would be to bundle these products together to form a product bundle and then sell it as a physical product delivered to people's home. So right now they can still take advantage of the online advertising opportunities, and they still have activities right now by doing some pivots of their business by either by introducing a new product, like in the case of DIY bubble tea kit, or they can just come out with a more lean version of their product that they can sell online right now as well. So those are some of the pivots people are making. Even for myself, our company, I've actually never run webinar. I mean, we have run a lot of seminars and events physically, but webinar, we help our client to do webinars, but really not for ourselves. This time around, we are also doing something new. So I think during this period, it's time to try out something new as well. I like this quote by Martin Luther King. He says, if you cannot fly, then run. If you cannot run, then walk. If you cannot walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward. I actually first heard of this quote from a speaker. This speaker, he lost his voice and then he couldn't speak anymore, even though speaking is his livelihood. But he didn't give up hope, right? After he stops, he couldn't speak anymore due to a disease. Then he started to write books to convey his messages, to continue to inspire people. And that's what he said, if you cannot fly, then you run. So I think whichever the case is, whichever business we are in, there is something that we can do to continue the activities. This is another example of a business making a pivot. But you don't necessarily have to run paid ads, right? Because it's not for everyone. There's always different ways to grow the business. So one way is through outbound marketing. Paid ads is inbound, whereas for outbound marketing is like actively approaching other people. And paid ads is more like attracting people in, right? So if you don't want to run paid ads, at least you can do something else. At least you still have activities, will be through outbound marketing. Of course, you cannot do like prospecting right now. You cannot go for door knocking in offices right now. Everyone is staying at home, but you can do outbound marketing and prospecting actually online as well through some tools. So GMass is a free tool. It's actually a free Chrome extension. You can go to the Chrome store and you can access GMass. So the cool thing about Gmass is you can send out mass emails on Gmail that is customized, which means like you can send to mass, but you can put hi Ted, hi John, hi Jane. Customized mass emails can be done through Gmass. They have a free version and a paid version. And Hunter.io actually complements Gmass. Hunter.io allows you to find email addresses of your strangers, of prospects, and then you can upload it into Gmass to send out the mass emails. And of course, there's MailChimp for email marketing. So the first two of this would be more of a cold prospecting tool, whereas MailChimp is more of a warm emailing tool. So you can like, in fact, this is the first thing I would suggest everyone to do, which is to upload a list of all your leads, your prospects, your customers, upload into MailChimp right now, and then to start sending them email. Like let's say if you have a new online offer, you have a new online product that you have introduced, like a DIY barber kit, you can start tapping on your warm list. Those leads that you have accumulated over the years, just upload into MailChimp for free. It's free for 2,000 subscribers, and then you can blast out the emails to them to notify them of your offer. So don't really have to pay money for that. And of course, there's LinkedIn DM, LinkedIn direct message, which is for outbound prospecting as well. So I'm not very familiar with this one, but you all can try. The thing is, I always believe there are different ways to reach the top of the mountain, and there's no need to get people to do it one way because there's many different ways. For me, I've tried outbound, I've tried inbound. Paid ads is something that works for me because I feel that paid ads is not so spammy, right? You're attracting people in, and then these people usually are of higher quality customers and leads. So for more of such resources, in fact, you can go to our Facebook or YouTube channel and check out this video of an interview that I did with Boyd, who is the ex-CEO of a listed company in Singapore Stock Exchange. He shared also a lot of tips in his video interview with me. So quite valuable as well. All right, so that's secret number one, talking about the opportunity. But the question right now you may have is, how do we actually take advantage of online advertising opportunity? This is an article I saw as well recently, that cars are being bought and sold even though showrooms are closed during COVID-19 circuit breaker period. This piece of news actually surprises me because cars can also be bought and sold online. If you have seen the article, you know that people actually make payments for cars online. So they actually buy the cars without test driving, without touching and fueling the car. They actually just bought the car through a website. I think this is another level. I mean, I have so high ticket items like education programs online, but for a car that is worth, we're talking about like BMW cars that's worth $100,000 or $200,000, is actually being bought and sold online. I think this is another level. So this got me thinking about consumer behavior in Singapore, because one of our MP, Mr. Gan Kim Yong, said that life will not go back to normal after the end of circuit breaker period. So how will life change? Because as a CEO or as a business owner, business executive, one of our main jobs is to look out for trends. And once we know what is the trend, we get ahead, we can provide solutions that are very suitable for those consumers. We can kind of win the game. Think about Apple that introduced smartphone before everyone else did, and Henry Ford that came out with motor vehicles before everyone else did as well. And that's how they rise to the top. So I think there are some trends going on that we could tap. So I want to take a moment to share about this personal experience first. I was in China, Guangzhou, a few years back, visiting a friend of mine whose name is Wei Xiong. So Wei Xiong is the one in the middle center of this picture. So he quit his job as a teacher a couple of years back, and then he started this business, a B2B business, selling beauty equipment to beauty salons. And at the time when I met him, he's been running the business for about 2 years then. And what surprises me is that he grew his business very fast. Within 2 years, he was actually making 7 figures in USD, which is a big deal in his place, right? You convert to RMB, it's a big deal for them. So he really grew very fast. But what is even more interesting is that Wei Xiong actually doesn't have a sales team at all. Even though he sells this beauty equipment, these are the equipment that he sells to the beauty salons. So these are some of these products are like laser beauty equipment to help people improve their skin and so on. So he sells all this beauty equipment to beauty salons. And typically we would expect, like in the case of Singapore, you would expect a salesperson to bring down this big equipment and do a demonstration, a sales demonstration, so that prospects can have a feel of the product. But that is not the case for him. His entire team, what they do every day, they sit in front of the computer and just go about their daily business. They just go online and type in front of their computer every day. They don't have to go out of the office and bring this equipment to people. So that surprises me. How did they manage to close the deals? I found out from him is actually through Alibaba. So this platform Alibaba that a lot of us are familiar with. So Alibaba has created this platform that people have no issues buying all these high ticket items. And these high ticket items they cost 5 figures and 6 figures, which means to say Alibaba has kind of altered consumer behaviors in China, such that people are very comfortable in buying all these things online without meeting, touching someone beforehand, right? Then he asked me the question, right? Isn't that the case in Singapore? Then I say, no, this is not happening in Singapore, at least not yet. But I think the same trend will happen in Singapore, right? The remote buying experience right now is kind of being accelerated by COVID already. We see partly because we have no choice, we have to stay at home, so we buy a lot of high ticket items online. But the thing is, even before COVID, many people are starting to prefer buying online rather than buying offline. There's this preference going on, but I'm not sure, would COVID accelerate this whole process and change the dynamics of the whole buying experience in Singapore? That is a question. So I believe that consumer behaviors will be altered in some way, and it's already evident from, in fact, my own experience. Because nowadays, when I get home from the supermarket or from the park, you pretty much can't go anywhere else, right? So when I get home from those places, I'll go and shower immediately. I wouldn't even go to the couch and chill first, like what I do before. And I would, like when we were younger, my father would say, Ted, wash your hands before you eat your food. Then I always think that he's kind of OCD. But right now, due to COVID, I wash my hands before and after every meal. And I wash my hands after I touch any surface. So my personal hygiene habits have totally changed. And I believe it's not limited to just personal hygiene. In the business world, in the consumer world, right now, things have already beginning to change. Like we are having this sharing session over Zoom. People are stuck at home. There's more online meetings taking place. So I think there's going to be some changes that will take place in our industry as well. On the consumer end, the biggest change that I believe will happen would be the remote buying experience. Right, so just to show this again, life will not go back to normal after end of COVID, after end of circuit breaker period. So to cater to the online remote buying experience, how we go about the online presence also has to change. Because right now, a lot of people are sending traffic, like, for example, they are buying ads and then they are sending the traffic to the website. And the website basically contains a lot of basic information, like your contact details. If people are going to make buying decisions online remotely, obviously there has to be a compelling website to serve them so that they can make the decision on their own. So imagine if a salesperson that you have is only telling your prospects, like, we are a tuition center, we are located in Serangoon, our contact number is 6569, blah, 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 blah. Imagine your salesperson is just giving basic information like this to prospects. It wouldn't be effective. It wouldn't be persuasive. So your website also has to change. You cannot be just like a brochure serving this basic information. It has to function more like a digital salesperson to cater to the remote buying experience that your consumers are now familiar with. So to give you a more concrete example, so this is an interior design company. So this is the before and the after. So before that, theirs is like a standard website. They'll talk about all about themselves, about this, about their experience, about so on and so forth, but they don't really address the needs of their consumers. And an effective salesperson address the needs, counter the objections, and they help users with the buying experience and the buying journey. So this is what we do to her website. We change it to more of a sales page. We cover all these things and make the language more compelling for people to have the desire to buy. And what happened next is they spend 15K before on Google Ads, and they got like 1.5 genuine leads. The 0.5 is because they think that the lead is like quite spammy, so they consider it as half a lead. So they told us, oh, we only got 1.5 lead. Then after they changed their sales page, among the other things, in terms of the ads, is also changed. Then they started getting really good results. And in fact, they expanded their team from 2 people to 10 people within just a year of running that campaign. You can actually check out their testimonial, video testimonial on our website or the YouTube channel. You can see she's quite happy now. So the sales page, in fact, even before COVID or during COVID, is already an important part of online advertising. The website cannot just serve basic information, right? It has to be more like a salesperson, more persuasive and more compelling. And one of the biggest mistakes that I see companies making, especially when they go to e-commerce for the first time, they come up with a website like this, like a cool, typical e-commerce site where they list out all the products in one page. And then what they did after that is they buy ads, right? And then they send the traffic, the users to this e-commerce page from Google and Facebook. And then they found that people don't buy, people don't convert on these sites. So what is wrong? What is wrong is that it is too overwhelming. The 2 biggest obstacles to conversions, to purchase, is what we call mystery and confusion. Right? So if you go to a website, you cannot find the shipping information. Then you try to find everywhere, and then you cannot find such information. Then perhaps you don't want to buy the product anymore. So mystery will stop people from buying. The other thing is confusion. If you have all these products and then you lump them all together, people don't know what to buy. It's a lot of confusion. There's no clarity. People will not take the action of buying as well. So what we have to do is to create a sales page to sell individual products. So every product that you want to market have to have individual sales page, and then you go through the different features and benefits of that particular product written in a compelling way. Unless you tell me that your brand is very strong, that you have Gucci or you have iPhone that you sell, then you don't need to do any selling at all. You just put the product on the page and it will sell by itself. People look at the price, it's okay, they will buy. But if you are an ordinary company like our company, you have to sell online. Because people buy online, you have to sell online. You cannot just put the product there like this and expect people to buy. Right? The way people buy online is the same as the way they buy offline. They need you to furnish them with the information. Of course, online, they have the space to really look at those information. They are not concerned that people will hard sell them, and they have the space to make the decision. So arguably, it's actually better for consumers. Which brings me to the third point, which is the key to generating sales in advertising. Because what we want when we put out all these e-commerce stores, as I was saying earlier on, the challenge is in getting customers. The challenge is not so much in setting up the infrastructure per se. So the key thing is that we must generate sales in advertising. So a number of you will know, you have been to some of my offline events where I conduct workshops on digital marketing. So I've done some public speaking and so on. So I always draw the parallel between public speaking and between running ads. In fact, the idea is the same. Both of which you are sending your message to the masses, right? You are communicating to the masses. Of course, when you say ads, you are doing it at a much bigger scale. You are sending, every time you run a campaign, you're sending your message to 10,000, 20,000 people, right? It's much bigger scale as compared to public speaking. But the idea is the same. It's like putting people in a room and then communicating with them, send your message to them. That's the idea of running ads, right? So while I was doing one of my workshops, a good friend in the industry actually told me something that's rather interesting that I want to share with you. So he told me that it doesn't matter how many people in your audience clap for you, because I'm actually quite proud when I get applause, when I get standing ovation, that sort of thing, those validation. Then he told me it doesn't matter how many people clap for you, how intense they clap for you, or whether they stand up and clap for you. It doesn't matter. What matters is whether they take action, implement your advice after your workshop, or whether they take action and sign up for what you have to offer after your speech. Then I realized that it actually applies to paid advertising as well, because it doesn't matter how many likes you get, how many shares you get, how many comments you get. It's a matter of whether they take action and sign up with you or make purchase after you run your ads. That is the indicator of success. Because what I see right now is a lot of marketers, they would mention having 100 likes, 100 shares, or they got very cheap cost per click, 10 cents per click. But what is the sales that actually came out of there? But you cannot blame the marketers, because that's how we are trained, right? We are trained to look at marketing metrics as success indicators, whereas business results are put on the sideline. But many marketers are coming out and saying that shouldn't be the case. Marketers should move beyond BS metrics of impressions, reach, views, and clicks, and start to focus on actual sales results. Why? Because in the marketing world, in the digital advertising world, there's ad fraud. There is robot spam. So essentially, if you get a lot of views, you get a lot of clicks. Is it real humans clicking or is it robots clicking? We don't know. So vanity metrics like this shouldn't be success indicators of a campaign anymore. It's a matter of whether we get business results out of those campaigns. Another example, Instagram follower with 2 million followers, Instagram star, couldn't sell 36 t-shirts. So people were saying that the influencer market is also bursting. So now the big question is, right, so you can generate attention, you can get likes, but how do you get people to take action? So this is the classic marketing funnel, right? You bring people from attention to interest to desire, and ultimately to get them to take action. So when we talk about videos going viral, it's more about getting a lot of attention. But will the attention translate into interest, desire, and ultimately to action? That is the challenge. That is the thing that we need to do. Because getting attention is not hard at all. You can do stupid things and still get a lot of attention. Like you can eat bak kut teh on the last day of your quarantine. Then you get on the news, you get a lot of attention. But does that mean people will be interested to buy from you to take action? No. So getting attention is not the key. Getting viral videos is not the key. It's about how you can get people to take action. For that, the most critical question, the $1 million question to ask is, what do your audience want? To find out the motivation. So I don't have an answer for your particular business because it is based on your target audience. And the more you understand your target audience, the more you'll be able to give them what they want and make them take action, because it's all about finding out their motivation. So I want to share with you, many years ago, I actually ran this campaign. It's for a Chinese mid-end restaurant in Singapore. It's actually a friend. So many years ago, we helped him to run a social media campaign, and it's called 15 minutes or it's free. So the basic idea is that if they don't serve your meal in 15 minutes or less, they will give you a coupon or a voucher so that your next meal is free with them. And there's even a timer to time to make sure they don't take more than 15 minutes. So this is the ad campaign, the ad copy, 15 minutes or it's free, that we were running for them. So I tell you what happened. Not only did the campaign generated 0 increase in sales, we got a number of negative comments. So people commented on our ad saying that if I want to eat my food fast, I go to fast food like McDonald's. Why do I go to your Chinese restaurant? So a number of comments like that. So the campaign totally flopped. It is a failed campaign. Of course, right now, on hindsight, we know that it's a stupid idea. It's a stupid ad idea. But hindsight is 2020. You never know until you actually try. Of course, right now, we actually won't try that ad idea again because we have accumulated our insights, our experiences over the years from all these failures. So we won't try this idea again. But without all these experiences, we wouldn't be able to share with you actual practical examples in today's session or in any other sessions. And that's what I like about Facebook, right? It gives you data and feedback so quickly. We're not just talking about qualitative data, we're talking about quantitative data like click-through rate, conversion rate, cost per click. All these things will be evident the moment you run your campaign. It's not like, say, newspaper ads. You spend 5K, 7K, and it doesn't convert, it doesn't generate leads and sales, and you wouldn't even know what's wrong. In Facebook, you can isolate and find out what's wrong, what's the message that's wrong in your ad. Is people not responding to certain message and benefit? You can find out very quickly through Facebook. That's why we gather so much insights and data over the years. So you have heard about in marketing, you need to talk about benefits, right? And don't talk about features. But what I would add to that is you need to talk about real benefit. Real benefit is the cross-section between the needs of your target audience and the USP of your business, right? Even if your USP is very good, but if your target audience doesn't value your USP, then it's not a real benefit, right? So it has to be in the middle between these two. This is right now, right? This is a client that we are helping right now, aircon company. Why I show you this ad? Because the interesting thing is that we are actually promoting, we are selling the speed of their service as the USP right now in this particular ad. And it is working very well, right? So it's the same as the restaurant campaign that I mentioned to you just now. It's also promoting the speed as the USP. So you can get your aircon fixed in one day. So that's the benefit here is the speed of the service. But what is different is that this campaign is actually working very well. So getting 11x ROI. So what is key here is that every industry is different. Every business is different. Your target audience wants different things. So there's no one size fits all, because I see some advertisers, they copy their competitors' ad and then they use it as their own ad. It may not work because your target audience may respond differently. Your USP of your business is different. So it all falls back to what is the real benefit? What do your target audience really want? So therefore, right now, we don't make any assumptions, right? We have learned over the years not to assume, because as marketers, we may not know all the industries. And if we go in there trying to assume that speed is a strong benefit to the audience, it may not be the case. Speed may not work for every industry. So we have to go in there and do a deep dive about the target audience. What is the pain point? What are they motivated by? What is the criteria? What is the goal? What is the objections? Before you can craft an ad copy that they will resonate with, to find out what they really want. So this deep dive, regardless of what you assume the audience wants, this deep dive is essential to find out what your audience wants. So obviously, I'm going to tell you generally what do Singaporeans want based on the insights, again, failures, experiences we have gotten over the years. I'm going to just lay it out for you like a cheat sheet in exam, right? So you can just apply to your business. Of course, different business have some variations. It's not just something that will be fitting for all businesses. So first thing is new things. This one works like a charm. For example, if you run an ad, right, you just put in the words new or the words latest in your ad copy or in your headline, the response will be much better. Why? Because Singaporeans respond better to things that are new and things that are latest. But a caveat is that you cannot cheat people, you cannot lie to people. If it's not new, if it's not latest, then don't put it. But you can just focus on an aspect of your product that is new or that is latest. You just by adding these words, your response will be, the response that you'll be getting will be better, right? Just think of, like, let's say for iPhone 9 and iPhone 10 actually got much difference. There's not much difference, right? Maybe the phone is longer, but people still queue up for the next iPhone because it is new. And people go and pay and watch movies because it's new as well. You can wait for a while, wait for it to show up on Netflix, but people still pay to go and watch movie because it is new. Secondly, people love instant gratification. Take the example of Owndays. Owndays promise to deliver your specs or to have your specs ready within 1 hour, as compared to the traditional spectacles shop. They may take a few days. And Owndays give us instant gratification, and that's one of the reasons they grow so fast. So if you can deliver your product faster, earlier than the others, that is a very strong benefit to many consumers. So instant gratification is key. People like things that are of low commitment. So in the telco space, right, why did Circles.Life and some of the other telcos grow so fast? One of the reasons is the way that they market. They are shouting repeatedly, no contract, no hidden fees, no contract, no hidden fees. And people like that because they don't want to be tied down by a 2 years contract anymore. So something that is low commitment offer is actually really appealing to your target audience. So if you're selling $1,000 product, don't just go straight and sell those products. You can create intermediary products, sell at lower price first, or give them an offer that is like a free diagnostics or something that's of low commitment so that you can get your foot in the door. And I talk about transparency. People like things like no hidden fees. And of course, social proof. We all know Singaporeans, we are very kiasu. So if people queue up, like there's a long queue for the mee pok store, then we also join the queue for the mee pok, right? Because there's a social proof. If people are queuing for the mee pok, it means the mee pok is very nice, right? So social proof can be in the form of testimonials, can be in the form of some authority endorsement. So in our case, these are some examples, something I'm proud to share, that Kumon says that we help them to deliver 35% lower cost per lead and recruiting more targeted franchisees. So it's not only lower cost per lead, but high quality cost per lead. And then another beauty company says that we help them to increase their sales by 30% in less than 3 months. They have not worked with a single agency that's capable of producing such fast results. So these are social proof examples. So when we market, we need to market based on what people want. Whereas on the other hand, I see a lot of advertisers, whenever they advertise, it's always shouting the price. It's always shouting discount. It's always shouting we are cheap. Right? It sounds like they have nothing else to advertise. It doesn't have to be about discounts. It can be based on what people want. So you may be wondering that if you are not a writer, how can you write in a way that can generate interest and desire and to create compelling copies that can get people to take action? Right? You can use a free tool like this. It's called Kick-Ass Headline Generator. Pardon the language, but it's really kick-ass. You can just answer a few questions inside the tool, free tool, and then they will help you generate headlines. And headlines are very, very important because 8 out of 10 people only read the headline. So if you want a shortcut, you can use a headline generator. So even if you are not running paid ads, any form of communication with your prospects, with your leads, you want to use very compelling language, especially right now you don't see them in person. Right? You need to use impactful language by, you can use these tools like this headline generator. Even if you are doing outbound marketing, you're sending email blasts, you want to use stronger language that are more persuasive. Right? Because right now, it's no longer about giving them factual information. They need to make buying decisions online, so you need to cater to their needs and write in a way that can generate interest and desire. There's this quote, this ongoing saying in the world of copywriting, writing strong words, you have to enter the conversation that is taking place in customers' mind. And right now, what do you think is going on in people's minds? COVID. So people are concerned about COVID right now. There's a lot of uncertainty and anxiety going on in the atmosphere. So ads that are performing right now, what do people want now is really those things, messages related to COVID. So these are some of the ads that are well performing. So stay at home shop, working from home doesn't have to be boring, boredom busters, deliveries are now contactless, so all related to COVID. So I want to share with you more hacks and more cheat sheets on how you can craft messages that resonate with people right now. So what do people want now? Okay, things that are stress reducing, immunity boosting. I'll give you an example for our client. For example, hair loss products. So it can tie back to something related to COVID, like it reduces your stress. As in, right now, because of the anxiety uncertainty that's going on, people have more stress, and more stress will result in hair loss. So you can use this hair loss product, yada yada, you get the idea. Or people are now stuck at home and we are under aircon all day. Your skin may be dry. So you want to use skincare products that can help you in this situation. So it's really tailoring the message to the situation of your audiences right now. Secondly, you can emphasize on the online portion. Like for a tuition business, we're talking about things like online lessons are engaging, so you don't have to worry about your kids losing attention, because our online lessons are engaging, and it's also secure, password protected, so you don't have to worry about intrusions. And taking the time to plan for a wedding, because now we have more time, so you can write in such a way that, right now we have more time, then it's the time to plan for major life events. So sign up for our virtual consultation right now, things like that. So there's this rule of 7 of marketing. I'm sure some of you have heard of. It is something that the researchers have came up with. So rule of 7 of marketing, sales and marketing states that a prospect from a complete stranger, they need to be in contact with you 7 times before they turn into a customer. Right? So that's why like McDonald's keep advertising to us. Right? They know that even if you recognize McDonald's, you need to keep seeing the ads before you buy from them. Right? So there's this rule of 7. The thing is, many people keep running the same ads and they keep shouting discount, discount, discount. It doesn't work, because that's the definition of insanity. Like, it's like doing the same thing, showing the same ad. People get annoyed instead of get inspired to take action. So we can't do the same things and expect different results, which is why I'm sharing with you this 7X formula to run ads. Okay, so every ad has to be of a different angle, and your audience gets exposed to different types of ads until they become convinced and sign up for your service. Take for example, if you are a tuition provider, so the first ad could be on benefit number 1. Remember what I said earlier, that the benefit has to be a real benefit. So the first ad, benefit number 1, keep your child busy. So right now we are offering this online lesson, right? So you can, because the target audience are parents, so the angle could be that our online lessons can keep your child busy and productive right now. Instead of them binging on Netflix all day, check out our online lessons and keep your child busy. So that is ad 1. So ad 2, another benefit altogether. Ad 2 can be, take this opportunity to prepare for your final exams, which is going to happen no matter what. So start preparing, get a head start against other peers, and prepare for your exams now and ace your exams. So this is benefit 2. Then the third ad, right? Third ad, again, use back benefit 2, but with a different spin. Because some people are more logic driven, some people are more emotions driven. So we want to have a combination of different types of ads to appeal to different people. The third ad will be, get your child into her dream course. So ace your O-levels, ace your A-levels, and your child gets into medical school, her dream course. And she's very proud of her, imagine her being very proud of her achievement, right? Because you decide to send her to tuition during this period, something like that. So it can be emotional, anger in terms of negative emotions or positive emotions. So positive emotion would be like happiness, pride. Negative emotions could be fear or could be pain points. So either of these can work. So emotional angers also can work. And then you iterate from there, right? Go back to benefit one, a logical anger, and then so on and so forth. And from there, you have actually 7 different ad angers that could turn them from a cold stranger to a customer. And on top of that, there's retargeting right now. So for the same prospect, they see your ad once, they will keep seeing your ads because you put a pixel on them, can retarget them until they convert. And earlier on, I mentioned machine learning. So Google and Facebook has got this machine learning such that the system won't target those people that will not convert, right? So those people that are unlikely to convert based on what the system knows, the data that they have collected over the years about every single user, they know how likely your audience is to convert. So they have all this data to help you, and that's where the machine learning comes in, right? So for those people that are unlikely to convert, the system will not keep retargeting them such that they see all your 7 ads, they may drop off at the second or third ad. Whereas for those people that are likely to convert, they'll keep seeing all your ads through retargeting, right, until they convert. And this is the process of what we call melting the audience and turning them from cold stranger to customer. And it's not easy. It takes a while, a process to get customers to convert. I mean, if it's so easy, then people wouldn't just be trying to create viral videos, right? Because to turn from a complete stranger to customer, it takes a while. And then we have to keep on sending them these messages until they actually convert, right? So, I haven't been looking at the chat, so I'm not sure if you all actually have any questions. So let me see right now. So, okay, let me get to the Q&A part in just a minute so that I can address your questions. So because we are rounding up, okay, the time is about nice. I just want to leave you with this message before we head to Q&A. Try to do something right now. You cannot do paid ads. You can do outbound marketing. You can just send out email blasts and so on. All this, at least you're still getting activities and you still stay top of mind in front of your audiences. And after COVID, at least they would still go back to you.